Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to discuss with the essentials of a tort. So the first point is that there must be some act or omission on the part of the defendant, and this act should result in the legal damage. So it's causing violation of a legal right which was vested in the plaintiff. If there is any legal damage which is caused to the plaintiff, then this becomes a tort. So now first let's see act or omission. So to make a person liable, he must have committed some act which he was not expected to do, or he has omitted some act which he is not supposed to do. Okay, so this act can be either positive or negative. So positive act or an omission is which he can be held liable if he is done, even if that act is positive, and if it is done illegally, the person can be made liable for his act. Now let's see instances of a positive act. So entering on the land of another person without any justification. So this can be considered as a trespass. And the next instance is that publishing a defamatory statement against another person. So this can be said as a defamation against another person. Similarly, we can see the instances where omission applies is omission to cover a trench makes a person liable if somebody falls into that trench and if they get injured. Another instance we can take is that if a corporation which maintains a public park, they fail to put proper fencing to keep the children away from a poisonous tree, and a child plucks and eats the fruits of the poisonous tree and dies, then the corporation would be liable for such omission. They are bound to do, but they have not put fence. So they are legally liable. They have a legal duty to do, but they have omitted their duty. So they will be liable for the tort. Hi everyone. Let's continue with the essentials of a tort. In that, the second point is legal damage. So, in order to be successful in an action for a tort, the plaintiff has to prove that there is a legal damage which is caused to him. And also, in other words, we can say that it has got to be proved that there was a wrongful act or an omission which was committed by the defendant, and there must be a violation of legal right here. Now let's see two maxims which is connected to this. So injuria sine damnum, the first maxim, and second is damnum sine injuria. Let's see this in detail. Injuria sine damnum, in the sense it is violation of a legal right without causing damage. It is actionable in court of law. Okay, for this maxim, let's take an example. That is case law regarding this Ashby versus White. So this is a leading case which explains this maxim injuria sine damnum. So in this case, what happened is the plaintiff succeeded in his action even though the defendant's act did not cause any damage. So what happened is the plaintiff was qualified voter at a parliamentary election, but the defendant, a returning officer, what he does is he wrongfully refused the plaintiff's vote, and no loss was suffered by such refusal. And because the candidate for whom he wanted to vote won in spite of being refused to vote. So even if the plaintiff was refused to vote, his candidate won here. Even if the plaintiff did not suffer any loss, but here the defendant was held liable because the plaintiff's legal right was violated here. So this is actionable in the court of law. That is the maxim injuria sine damnum. Now let's see the second maxim, which is damnum sine injuria, which means causing of a damage without the infringement of a legal right. In the later case, it was like there was a legal right violation, but in this case there is no legal right violation, therefore no action lies in the court of law. Okay, the case law related to this maxim is in Gloucester Grammar School case. In this case, setting up of a rival school by the defendant was not actionable, even though the plaintiff suffered loss. What happened in the school is that one one more school was started, beside this, and due to which many students took admission in that school, and here this Gloucester Grammar School was suffering loss. So this does not violate the legal right, therefore the plaintiff was not liable in this case. That is this case which is related to damnum sine injuria, where there is no infringement of legal right. Okay. And another case which is related to damnum sine injuria is that Mughal Steamship Company versus MC Brother Groth and Company. So in this, the defendants were not liable when a number of steamship companies was combined to force out the plaintiff from business. In another case in Town Area Committee versus Prabhu Dayal. In this case, the demolition of the buildings illegally constructed. So the building was illegally constructed. So here, this was demolished by the authorities. So it does not result in any kind of injury as the buildings were constructed illegally. Therefore, the defendants were not liable in this case also. Okay.